Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, Keith from the Malted Man Cave joins us and brings us the Glendronach PX cask 27-year-old. Recently we did the, was it 26-year-old, guys, that everyone said we should try the 27-year-old?
So we did the 19 and the 26-year-old, both that I brought.
Yep. So we did those two Glendronachs. A few people said when I had mentioned that I prefer the PX cask to try the 27-year-old. Keith was kind enough to get it for us. So this one again, aged in a PX Puncheon, cask number 6734, bottled here in 2021, and this is bottle 652 of 661 or 666. I really can't make that out.
Pretty sure it's 666.
66. It is 666.
The Devil's Cask. It comes in at 51.7%.
That's how you know Keith brought it.
ABV.
1993, so this was back when they were using coal-fired stills, I believe.
Oh yeah, forgive me. I forgot that part. Yes, 1993 vintage.
It's back before Rachel Berry decided to destroy the brand for once and for all. And
So sad. That's why. So I know sometimes these guys want me to spend my money elsewhere, but these are only going to be around for a little while longer. Have you seen? I was looking. There was like a bottle like this, and it was like $1,300.
well, if it's a U.S. release, they're always so much more expensive. They're just prohibitively. You can't buy them.
Yeah, they get pricey. But I tell you what, anything, Keith, that I'm not buying and Dustin's not buying is always a good investment. I've always been a huge fan of this distillery since the first time I've had it, and I doubt this is any different. All right, very dark whiskey, PX, 27-year-old single cask Glendronach. I have not tried this, smelled it, or read a review, guys, but as you know, I'm a fan of the PX with this one, so I am super pumped. Let's
You
get
like
into it.
PX better than Oloroso typically, right?
Typically, yes.
Okay, this this smells incredible.
Oh, yeah, this is
It's
full
like
Ooh.
creamy milk chocolate meets with marshmallows, like a hot chocolate or something. Like
Yep. Nesquik's with a little bit of soil thrown in there.
Man,
there's a little bit of
aggressive.
sooty soil in there, but yeah, dude, it's. Oh my god! It's like chocolate, and it's got it's like marshmallows are in
It really does have that marshmallows and hot. You know, I think you actually had said that in one of
Yeah.
the other Glendronach reviews, but it's spot on.
But this is so much more than any other one. This is more marshmallow than I've ever gotten.
Yeah, and you had a professional chef make this. you were at Per Se in New York or something like that where you got this dessert. I mean,
Yeah,
man,
they actually melted
rich.
like an actual chocolate bar into the hot chocolate.
Did you guys coat the glass? Because it definitely makes the
Yeah.
nose even way more.
So yeah, you realize like M&Ms were in this glass before I had
It
it.
really, holy crap! It does smell like M&Ms.
Yeah, it does. This
That's
is
not a bad one at all. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I've always preferred the PX cast with these, especially man, young ones are
Because
good
they're
too.
just so much more rich.
Goodness.
So much
Sometimes
more.
Oloroso can be incredible.
Yeah.
Because I had that 26-year-old Oloroso that we talked about even in the last Glendronach video. Probably top 5, top 10.
Yeah, I had like a 91 or 92 that was 26 years old. That was just epic.
It's
I mean, like
But nothing is dramatic.
But
as
PX, yeah.
man.
that thing was more dramatic than this, honestly.
I'm saying in general, PX.
But
That
this
one is like one that's talked about by the whole whiskey.
So besides the note we were already talking about, there's almost like a cola note building in the background too.
There is.
I was thinking root beer actually.
Yeah, root beer. I mean, well, okay, you're right, cola. I'm thinking, Coke, but you're right. It's a soda, but you're right. It could be root beer.
I got a little bit of that sassafras going on back there.
There is.
Yeah.
Sassafras root.
Wow.
So
I haven't heard of that in a while, but you're right.
another thing, and it's not as strong as some of the younger, like the old, well, they were older than the Glendronach 15 Revival, the one that was aged older.
That was like 21 years old.
Yeah, there was this like creamy coconut, like Coco Lopez. It's kind of a coconut-based thing. They put a lot of fruity drinks, and I get that on the 18, the 15, a couple other Glendronachs. It's not real strong, but it's just faintly there in the background.
Man, this cask maturation right here in this distillate, you could have done a lot of things with this, and it's still been right.
Yeah.
It's not the most like bold nose on a Glendronach I've had.
Bold enough.
But it's so dessert, man.
Yeah.
God. Like where it lacks in boldness, it makes up for in just yummy, refined awesomeness.
So last night, because I was worried, because I literally just opened this like 2 or 3 days ago, and I only had 1 or 2 glasses. I had like a decanter, and I poured half in the decanter and left half in the bottle, and it definitely opened up quite a bit doing that.
Grape on the palate, grape, then devil's food chocolate cake with icing on it.
There is that, but you get the hit of the grapiness.
Coal. Soot.
Oh, there's tons of that coal and soot on the finish. Yum.
Yeah.
And that's You know how we like the oak that we get a lot with older whiskeys?
Yeah.
That Cole kind of does that same type of complex thing to it a little bit.
I think it's
a little different, but it's kind of.
I think they're working.
Similar.
The oak and that is working together here too, Keith.
Fudge is there too.
Oh, tons of chocolate.
Chocolate,
I'm almost
fudge.
getting like a grape nut or something like.
Yeah, something grapey. Yeah.
Like it's got like, it's like a sweetness, but it's like got a kind of grain driven a little bit.
It could be grape nuts and chocolate cake.
There's definitely chocolate cake in here.
Yeah, this is one of the more chocolatier drams I've ever had.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we say chocolate all the time on whiskeys.
This would give Signet a run for its money.
Oh, this is more chocolate than Signet. They didn't need chocolate malt to make this thing more chocolatey.
You're right. Good point.
And this is good, where Signet's not really that great anymore.
Yeah, no. And it's higher ABV. It's just, man, this is. Whoever said that 27-year-old PX was right, man. I can't remember what viewer that was.
Man.
He was dead on.
All right, I'm going to put water in, but I honestly don't think it needs it.
Now, with water, I would say it becomes, maybe it moves some of that chocolate to a
Should I not?
No, I always do it. I mean,
For science, but you're saying it's not quite as good.
Well, I'm saying on the nose, it moves some of the fudge and devil's food chocolate cake, as I mentioned before. It moves into a milk chocolate.
I was going to say, I got like vanilla icing now, big time.
Well, I remember I said, devil's food cake with icing on it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so some sweet notes too.
Oh, man.
The coal becomes more aromatic. Mm-hmm. Like the coal is dark, like it's evaporated. It's just in the mist, just floating around out there.
It's like fruity smoke, like kind of like the coal, was some kind of fruitiness was on there. It's almost like Fruity Pebbles or something. It's kind of artificial.
It is like you. I don't know. I like soggy cereal.
Okay.
And I would leave like Cocoa Pebbles in there with the milk. It's almost like that smell.
Cocoa, yeah. Cocoa Pebbles. What if you put a little Fruity Pebbles in there with Cocoa Pebbles? Just a few, like a handful.
Because with the grapiness from the sherry.
Yeah, a few grape nuts in there. Yeah, it's very cereal meets dessert, which that's exactly what American cereal is. Yeah. It's just sugared grains.
Most of it is, yeah.
God, I love cereal. Man, this is a great Glen. I mean, this is one of the Glendronachs that stand out to me.
It's good.
Real good. Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Good pickup.
Is that
Mike.
patronizing?
You guys, Keith. So these guys spend like $40,000 a year on whiskey, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna spend $500. This will be like my whole next 6 months allocation for whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, you picked a good one.
But I did get quite a few new ones just because of my.
You had a nice slow little run there.
Nice run.
Bottles, and I mean this.
You guys, I think you guys will like that more.
This is the most unique. This is the most different Glendronach I've had. Like the finish on here definitely screams out old school good Glendronach, but the level of chocolate, the level of vanilla icing, and the lack of fruit. I know we're saying there is fruit here, but the lack of fruit comparatively really makes this stand out as a very different Glendronach than any other one I've had.
I was ginger too, a little spicy ginger. It's not strong, but slightly there on the palate.
I could see something like there's some spiciness there. A little bit.
I will say this about this particular bottling. This is an aggressive Glendronach. As Glendronach goes, this is one of the more aggressive ones. You better like the edge of Glendronach to enjoy this bottle. I enjoy it. I like cask strength, super oak driven whiskeys a lot of times when we talk about sherry whiskeys. But to be completely fair, this isn't a very aggressive whiskey. Very aggressive.
I would say up front it's not very aggressive, but the finish is extremely oak forward. You're right. I was enjoying it so much I hadn't really thought about that, but you're right. If you don't like really oaky whiskey, this is not for you.
No, this is aggressive. Anytime you take a root beer note, how many times have we said that?
Very rare.
Like 3 times.
That's telling you this is old. Like this is drinking this. If you told me this is 30-year-old whiskey, my eyebrow would go up for a second, then I'd go, yeah, okay, fair enough.
If you like chocolate, marshmallows, grapes, and a little bit of charcoal for complexity, you will like this whiskey.
Well, but you also got to like oak.
Yeah,
you really have to enjoy that oak.
And you need to enjoy a PX cask.
The finish on this is really heavy oak. The more I go back to it, the more I'm realizing this is pretty heavy oak.
All right, so where are you guys at as far as the whiskey score on this one? Can I go first?
Sure.
I've been in between a 90 and a 91, so I'm going to say it's a 90.5. This is I'm saying 91. I'm going to take a stand. This is one of the higher whiskey scores I've given in a long time, especially for a non-peated whiskey or a non-Springbank or Lagavulin type whiskey. This is one of the Glendronachs I will absolutely remember.
I think there might be still some available for. So it's $4.99 plus shipping.
It's worth it. It's about a $500 bottle.
Yeah,
it's one. Again, it's this. I like Glendronach, as you know. Big fan of all of them, all the core range. You want a heavily sherried PX Glendronach? I am telling you, this one right here will deliver the boom cast strength experience you want.
And when he says core range, he means core range 5 years ago.
Correct.
Yeah, not the current cork.
Not the current core.
Don't buy any of them.
That's no core. Dustin, where you at for what's the score, buddy?
I was between a 90 and 91.
Yeah,
I think I'm
yeah,
going
right
to
there.
stand at the 90 just
I get
because
it.
I think that level of oak is going to be offensive to a lot of drinkers. For me, I love it. My enjoyment score probably is a point higher, but I think 90 would be my technical score.
Yeah, that's probably fair, but man,
I
I enjoy it that much.
I'm enjoying the heck out of this. Don't
That
get me
much.
wrong. I don't give 90s just willy-nilly.
Big Keith, where you at,
I'm
buddy?
going to give this a 91, and it might be higher, but I'm still a little pissed. Even though this is a delicious, delicious whiskey, the people that sold me this, it looked like 3 shades darker, so I'm pissed about that. I just don't like the false mark. They do like their little lighting, and they put something behind it.
Buddy, this is a dark whiskey.
I know, but it looked like Coke before.
It's what it tastes like. It tastes like NW root beer.
It tastes like...
I knew he was gonna.
It's like a root beer float, man.
Because I was gonna give it 90, but I was like, no, I better just give it a 91 because it is delicious.
It is.
root beer float and meets chocolate. I mean, it's like a chocolate root beer float.
How can I give a lower mark than I intended for something that literally tastes like hot chocolate and marshmallows
Dude, I'm telling you
with
what.
complexity?
It's so good.
Yeah, I understand what he knows about what he's saying about the oak note, but I appreciate that in there. And again, at least it's a bold
You typically
statement.
like more oak, I thought.
I said from a technical score, I'm giving it the 90 because I think
From
that
enjoyment-
oak's going to
from
offend.
enjoyment,
From
he said
enjoyment, I
90.
said it's a 91.
You're sure people are informed about.
Yeah, so I think it's losing a point when I think of like what's a perfect whiskey. This is probably on the. It's a little too high on oak relative to balance, but I like oak, so
Yeah, our consistent viewers know we like aggressive whiskeys.
yeah.
So, and this is right up our alley. I guess that's what we're trying to say. Anyway, if you had a chance to try this one, folks, let us know what you guys think. To the gentleman who recommended this 27-year-old PX, man, you were spot on. We really enjoyed this, so well done, sir. And
I'm curious if it's the exact
bottle?
one that he cask that he had recommended because.
Yeah.
I didn't kind of go on what he said. I did see that later on when I watched
Yeah,
the review.
yeah.
I saw it, but I actually had purchased that on Travis Faircloth. He's just sent me a link.
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 of these that have shown up recently on the over in the UK sites. I haven't seen a
hey,
lot.
well, even if this wasn't the exact 27-year-old PX cast that he mentioned,
Same general
yeah,
area,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's going to be similar.
right? They got
Well,
they,
like
they gotta
we
be
reviewed
somewhat
that. We reviewed that 26-year-old. I think was a pick from like Nicholson or Nickelback or something like
Nichols
that.
and Perk.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said Nickelback. Nichols and Perk.
Hey, look,
Nickelback.
if you guys have ever been around Keith, you know he sings Photograph all the time.
Look at this photograph.
What is it? Really takes me back. But yeah, so and then I have one from Whiskey World, which I didn't get to reviewing because I finished drinking it before I got to reviewing it. So I did buy backup, so we will get to that eventually.
And buddy, I tell you what, if this is the wrong 27-year-old PX cask, great.
That's right.
That means there's another one that's good out there waiting
Wait,
for us.
if this is wrong, I really want to find out what right is.
If this is wrong, I may not want to be right. All right, folks, until next time, we want to thank you for once again joining for another whiskey review. And Dustin, until next time, what do you think?
Happy drinking.
All right, see you then. Bye.